Thursday, December 26th edition of the Carolina Weather Video. I hope everybody had a wonderful Christmas yesterday. It was certainly a very cold Christmas. I'll show you the highs from yesterday in just a moment. But let me start off with a look here at the winter weather advisory that has been hoisted early this morning for Davidson, Stanley, Randolph, Montgomery, Alamance counties, and points east into the Raleigh-Durham areas. That is for the potential of a few spots seeing a very light glazing of ice due to some very, very light and spotty freezing rain this morning. Here's what it looks like on the radar, and I'm cutting this video a little after 5:30. And there's been a couple of waves of some patchy light freezing rain in Davidson, Randolph, Guilford, and Alamance counties and points east from there already this morning. And you look off to the south, certainly over in the eastern part of the Carolinas, that's where the most significant precipitation is going to be. But in, again, those areas outlined in that freezing rain advisory there, that's where you could get a couple roadways, bridges, or overpasses to get just a very, very minor glazing of ice this morning. It's not going to be a big ice storm by any means, but it could be enough to cause a few slick spots on some area roads over the next couple of hours, so be aware of that. Once this little disturbance passes, it is smooth sailing for the next couple of days. Look at these highs from yesterday. Only 38 in Greensboro, 41 the Christmas high in Charlotte, freezing in Boone, 40 in Raleigh, 35 the high yesterday in Richmond. Now, well below freezing in Greensboro, just below freezing in Raleigh, above freezing in Charlotte due to pretty substantial cloud cover that has progressed in from south to north. And once those clouds arrive, it really stops the cooling process and actually begins a warming process in most instances, and that is what we're seeing ongoing this morning. This little batch of precipitation that's lifting through will not last long. Take a peek at Futurecast. It's gone very quickly today, relegated to coastal areas by this afternoon. A lot of sunshine builds in for most of the region, and then I think we're looking at a lot of sunshine as we go through tomorrow as that high pressure moves overhead. Saturday still looks pretty good, but look what happens off to the south. Big slug of rain lifting up through the central Gulf Coast by Saturday evening as the developing area of low pressure begins to take shape. And look what happens. That ends up tracking right overhead here through the Carolinas. And looks like a soaking rain event for us, beginning Saturday night and continuing through at least the first half of Sunday. The GFS printing out over an inch of rain in many spots across the region. And the European, pretty similar. A couple of tenths of an inch less, but still the bottom line is it looks like a pretty good soaking rain event as we go through Saturday night and Sunday. The Canadian model, it was really the first model to sniff out this being a soaker inland for the Carolinas. A lot of modeling had some rain this weekend over the coast, but the Canadian, one of, if not the first model to indicate a wet Sunday overall, and it certainly is sticking to its guns there. And let's go to the European model. This is what it looks like at the upper levels Sunday, as that trough ripples on through at the surface on the European. There you go, Sunday morning, 6 hours later, that low lifting off to the northeast. Now, just to show you, GFS is similar. Well, there you go. There's Sunday morning, there's Sunday early afternoon. Now, in the longer range, the GFS keeps pretty chilly next week in many instances. Now, this is early Tuesday morning, New Year's Eve, as a disturbance moves through. The GFS prints out a few flurries or snow showers. The European model does not have that scenario, just kind of cold and dry next week. And interestingly enough, the Canadian model actually brings early on Tuesday morning of next week a close call with some wintry precip across the region as a disturbance presses through. So that'll be something to watch to see if the models sniff anything out in that range as we move forward in time. So that's kind of the situation we're watching right now. All right, that is it for today's edition of the video. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.